Hey Mark, what's up? Hey, about this 3-day weekend coming up. Hey Mark, are you there?
Sorry, I was in the middle of work. Couldn't answer it. I was finally able to get my phone out and look at your message. Yeah, so, what about the 3-day weekend?
That's right, I was just thinking about the 3-day weekend that's coming up and figured it would be a good time as I need to go on a little trip. What do you say?
Trip, huh? Like somewhere overnight?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we haven't had a vacation in so long. As a matter of fact, we haven't really gone out much, even so for drinks, so come on. So, it's a 3-day weekend. Let's splurge for once and go out somewhere exciting. Please, please. As a matter of fact, I was just searching the web for some potential spots. I picked out a few, so tell me what you think.
Yeah, sounds good and all, but I don't think I can make it. Really sorry, Sarah. I just can't take a trip anywhere.
Huh? Seriously? Why? Why not? We haven't been anywhere this year, and you're always working. When are we ever gonna go for Pete's sake? The same time last year, we were going all those trips. What happened to that?
Yeah, well, that was then, this is now. I have to work over the weekend. Things have gotten busier the past year, that's all.
Are you kidding me? Why'd you agree to work on a weekend? Come on, take the weekend off, I insist.
I really can't. I'm right in the middle of a huge project. Besides, it will affect the year-end bonus that I was counting on. I gotta show results. I'm sorry, but I just can't get out of it.
I can't believe you, Mark. You're saying that work is way more important to you than me? That's what you're saying, right?
No, you got it all wrong, Sarah. I work because you're important to me. I just don't want you to suffer financially, that's all. I want to provide for you, give you the best life possible.
It's not all about money, you know. You're just no fun recently. You're always talking about work and money. Life, it's not all about money. You're always going on about not having money and that you need to work. What's more, you're always telling me to cut back on expenses. Urging me to use coupons at supermarkets, cut back on using the air conditioner too much, stuff like that. You never take me anywhere recently, and it's all about economizing. We always seem to be on a tight budget. This is no life, it's just boring.
Like I said, I'm really sorry. But you have to admit that we've been spending a bit more than we were before, if you know what I mean. Tell you what, once I get the year-end bonus, well, I'll take you on a vacation. Anywhere you want, I promise. What do you say? So please wait until then. I just want you to be patient, okay?
No way. That just won't do, Mark. I want to go on a vacation this coming weekend no matter what. Did you know that our neighbor, the Johnsons, are going to Hawaii? Karen was over here yesterday bragging all about it. All my other friends are going somewhere this weekend too.
Yeah, well, I really can't do anything about that. I have to work, what can I say? They have their life, we have ours. Have a little understanding, would ya? I said we'll take a vacation later this year.
Are you seriously saying that? You want me to sit quietly at home like a good little housewife and count coupons and cook meals for you? You want me to turn off all the lights and be a budget-conscious Scrooge?
Are you totally out of your mind, for God's sake? Come on, Sarah, you're overreacting. You're blowing this thing way out of proportion. All I'm asking is that you have a little patience and understanding, that's all. I'm working and doing it for you. You could at least understand that, can't you?
I'm sick and tired of all of this. I don't want to hear your excuses anymore. I hate you. I no longer love you. You know what? Don't even bother to come home tonight. I don't want to see you.
Don't want me to see, huh? Are you serious? Besides, all this, having to work, is all because you're... It's because you're... Forget it. Let's just... we calm down and think this through, huh? Hey, Sarah, are you seeing this? I just saw this. A divorce papers? Seriously? Is this some kind of joke? I stayed overnight at the hotel last night. I just got home and saw it sitting on the kitchen table. This is you, right? You put this here, right?
No joke, that's exactly what it is. Divorce papers. What can I say? And for your information, I fell in love with another guy. A guy who loves me and will take me wherever I want to go.
Hold on a second, Sarah. Are you serious? Is this some kind of joke?
I said, it's no joke. I'm divorcing you. I'm sick and tired of living like this anymore. I held out for long enough. Recently, you've just put me aside like I didn't even exist. You working on a weekends is proof enough that you don't care about me. Even if you love me, you'd at least take me on weekends or even just a Sunday off to take care of me. Besides, why is it that you're always working, even on weekends, and still not have any money to speak of?
How could you even say that? You know I have to work on the weekends.
Are you the type of guy that once you get what you want, there's no longer any need to value it? Well, there are plenty of guys out there that want me and value me, so there. I don't need you anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do over my life with a much better guy who's rich, a guy who will take care of me. So goodbye, Mark. See you around.
See you? This makes no sense. Let's calm down and think this through, for God's sake.
There's nothing to think about. You sit there and think about what you put me through. Goodbye. Hey Mark, if you're seeing this, answer me right away. What is this? Why can't I use my credit card? It's been rejected. I need to use it right away, so call them or something and fix this.
You really think you can use it after all that? I didn't think you were so dumb, Sarah. After what you pulled, the first thing I did was to cancel your credit card. Apply for your own if you need it so bad.
Apply for my own? Are you nuts? If I can't use my credit card, I can't function, for Christ's sake. I'm doing all my shopping, transportation, bills with the card. I use it for everything. How am I supposed to live, you idiot?
Stop right there. Let me ask you something. Why the hell are you even using my card? I thought we got divorced. That's what you said last week. You left the divorce papers, and you loved another guy, and I haven't seen you since.
That was all a joke. Can't you take a friggin' joke, Mark? You were always ignoring me, putting me aside for work. All you think about is work. I just thought I would teach a lesson is all.
A joke, really?
Yeah, you were always saying how busy you were and that you had no money. I just wish you learned your lesson. Put yourself in my shoes for once. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, right. Teaching me a lesson, huh? That's rich. Hey, by the way, I looked at the credit card info. Are you currently traveling somewhere? Looks like you're having a fun time over on the West Coast. Wait a sec, am I seeing this correctly? You're like using $1,000 a day. Just in the last week you spent... Holy cow! This is nuts! What the hell are you spending all the money on, for God's sake? And you're using my card on all this crap? This is downright crazy!
Well, that's because you won't take me anywhere, that's why. What was I supposed to do? Just forget all that and call the card company and get them to okay this card. I need to use it. If you don't allow me to use the card, I won't be able to get home. I hardly have any cash on me. I can't even use the ATM. Or are you saying that you don't even care if I'm home?
Sorry, no can do. Why the hell do I have to let you use my credit card? Have you gone totally bonkers?
Why? Because you're my husband, that's why.
Huh? I'm not your husband anymore. We got divorced, remember?
Wait, pardon me?
Those divorce papers, you left them at home, so I went the next day and submitted them down at City Hall. We're officially divorced. We're no longer husband and wife. Clear enough for you?
Wait. Oh my god, are you pulling my leg? You actually signed it, and no way! Why the hell did you do that?
Well, let's see, because you said you wanted a divorce? Anyways, I just got sick and tired of all this. I worked my butt off for you and your family. But in the end, this is what I get in return. Like I said, I'm fed up.
Wait. What are you talking about? What do you mean, my family?
Come on, Sarah. You haven't forgotten already, have you? About 6 months ago, your dad's business was on the verge of bankruptcy. He asked me to help out, financially, to try and get the company back on an even keel. You do remember that, right? You were there with your dad, begging me to help out and save the company. I relented and sent your father $30,000 to help out. And then, month after month, I helped out as best I could. Don't tell me you forgot that. I distinctly remember telling you that we were gonna have to come back on vacations and going out for a while. At least until your dad's business recovered. No way you're telling me you forgot that! No way! Did you really forget all that?
Well, yeah, I was just...
Remember when you asked me about going on vacation over that 3-day weekend? Do you know why I couldn't go on vacation? Remember I said I had to work? Well, I didn't want to say anything because it seemed I would be blaming you and your family for our financial woes. I didn't want to bring it up. What was I supposed to say? We don't have any money for a vacation because of you and your family? Did you really want me to say that? I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I didn't bring it up, but what did you do? You said I didn't make enough, that I was poor. Give me a break, Sarah. Always penny pinching? Yeah, well, I had no choice. Why do you think I was working long hours for? Even on weekends? Huh? Tell me that!
I didn't mean anything by it. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, and you said you loved someone else and then you wanted a divorce. You wanted a do-over. Isn't that what you said? So, you leave the divorce papers and leave. What was I supposed to think? Yeah, she's just joking. Did you really think I would just ignore it? I was wondering what you were doing the past week. I find out you're on vacation using my credit card. Nice. I canceled the credit card and you get all upset. Go figure. Is that your way of teaching me a lesson? Who the hell do you think you are?
Please, Mark. I'm sorry. I really am. It's just that I forgot all about that.
You really think it's as simple as that, Sarah? You forgot? Really? The reason why we can't go on a trip and have to cut back on expenses, all that, was all because I lent you and your family all that money. Don't tell me you forgot that. How could you forget such a thing? Because I lent your dad that money, he was able to get back on his feet. You really have nerve talking to me like that after all I did for you and for your family. So you think maybe I should have just said it back then, huh? I mean, that we don't have money because of your dad's business? Would prefer I said that?
No, please, Mark. I was only... I'm sorry. I'm not joking. I really did forget, simple as that. I'm truly sorry. Please, Mark, forgive me.
No need to apologize anymore. I really don't care what you do from now on. I already submitted the divorce papers, and for your information, I also sold the house. As for your stuff, I send them all over to your parents' place. I already moved into my new place. All the paperwork has been taken care of. We have no kids, so at least that's good. Makes things a lot easier. Oh yeah, and about that $30,000 I lent your dad. I discussed it with him, and he'll pay me back in installments. We already talked about it the other day, just so you know.
Wait, just hold on a second. I don't want a divorce. That wasn't my intention. That never was my intention.
Like I said, I already filed it.
But that's not official. I didn't agree to anything. I don't want to. I never wanted a divorce.
But you signed the divorce papers, which makes it official. Who's gonna believe you? You signed it, you wanted it, clear as day. The divorce is final. All our possessions and assets have been divided up. We're complete strangers now.
No, please. You can't do this, Mark. Please. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't want a divorce.
How many times do I have to repeat myself? We're already divorced. I don't want to hear your apologies or your excuses anymore. Just make sure you pay back all the debt.
Please. No. Let's sit down and talk this over, please. Could you come pick me up? I can't go home. I can't use my card and I have no cash on me.
Pardon me? You're not serious. You really have nerve asking me that. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm busy with work today. Figure it out yourself. Anyways, I didn't have time to go picking up my ex-wife. You said you have a new guy. Ask him. He's way more generous than me, right?
That was all made up. I was just trying to make you jealous. Please, I'm not seeing anybody. Please, Mark, cancel that divorce. Get those papers back. Do something. I won't do this kind of stuff anymore, so please.
Like I said, we're strangers now. Have a good life, Sarah. It was nice knowing you. After that, I put a block on all her messages. As for Sarah, her parents went and picked her up. I got a call from Sarah's father the next day apologizing for the whole mess. He later told me that Sarah would not believe the predicament she was in. She apparently returned to the old house, which is empty now. She even went down to City Hall to verify that we were really divorced. She finally came to the realization that it was true, that she was really divorced and the house was gone. But she wasn't quite finished. She came barging into my office one day demanding to talk to me. She told the front receptionist that she was my wife, but was told by the receptionist that she was divorced. This really ticked her off and she made quite a scene. The security had to restrain her and eventually the police were called and she was hauled away. Her folks had to bail her out. I heard she's now living at her grandparents' home somewhere back east. And by back east, I mean she had to take a plane there, which in turn means I will probably never see her again. I can't understand why her parents put up with her. I feel bad for her folks and having to receive payments from them for the money I lend them. But her father insisted that a debt is a debt. At least her father is a man of his word. And I'm grateful for that. After the debt is paid off, I suppose that part of my life will eventually become a distant memory.
Are you planning on attending my wedding by any chance?
Well, yes, that's why you sent me an invitation, right? I'm assuming that you want me there, otherwise you wouldn't have invited me. Why do you have a problem with me attending your wedding?
Actually, I do. I don't want you at my wedding. I only sent you the invitation because Mom wanted me to. And I hope that you don't plan on bringing that husband of yours either.
His name was written on the invitation. He plans on coming with me. Luckily, he doesn't need to work that day.
Well, sorry, but I don't want either of you to come to my wedding.
Why?
First of all, your husband creeps me out.
Why would you say such a thing about him? You're being rude. What has he ever done to you?
Nothing. But it freaks me out that he only has one real arm.
Yes, Ted has an artificial arm, so what? I don't think that's ever affected you in any negative way.
I'm just saying that it's not a pretty sight to see. I don't want someone like Ted at my wedding. What will the other guests think?
Do you realize how discriminatory you're being right now? You shouldn't talk about other people in this way. Ted is my husband. You should know that it would make me upset for you to say such mean things about him to my face.
Well, I really can't say how I feel to anyone else, can I? It's my wedding and I should be able to choose my guests. I'm sorry, but someone with a prosthetic arm is not welcome.
It's not Ted's fault that he has a prosthetic arm. We're sisters, so I can put up with you saying mean things about me, but not about my husband. I want you to stop. What gives you the right to be so self-righteous? I love Ted, and I won't have anyone saying bad things about him.
How can you love Ted so much? He only has one working arm. Doesn't that turn you off? He's not normal. Why did you go out of your way to marry someone that has a disability? Oh, I guess it's a matter of normal guys not being attracted to you, huh?
Ted is like any other man out there. Why are you discriminating against him because of his arm? Can we change the subject now? I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. You need to grow up for the sake of your fiancé, too. You're 30 years old. You should keep certain feelings to yourself.
I like to be honest and open about the way I feel.
I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree then. If you don't want Ted and I to come to your wedding, we won't. Are you happy now?
Yes, that's what I want. Please don't say anything about this to Mom, though. I don't want her to make a big deal out of this. To be honest, I wouldn't mind if you were at my wedding. I just don't want Ted there.
I don't know why Ted needs to be punished for something that's not his fault. I hate that you're doing this to him.
It's my wedding day and I should be able to choose who gets to be there and who doesn't. I'm so happy that my fiancé has both of his arms. And he's really successful too. He works for a great company and he gets paid really well. He's working on a really big multi-million-dollar project right now. I'm so proud of him.
I'm glad that you found a man that makes you happy. He may be working on a big project right now, but it's not like he's going to get all the money. He's just an employee.
Oh, shut up. You're just jealous that I'm marrying such a great guy. I can see why you'd be jealous, but don't take it out on me.
I don't think that I'm taking it out on you. I'm just sick and tired of listening to your bragging all the time.
Oh, we're going to have the perfect wedding. You just wait and see. We're both stunning and my fiancé is rich. We're a golden couple. We need the guests of our wedding to be as supreme as we are.
A golden couple? You must be joking. You're a temp at your company.
That doesn't matter because I found myself the perfect husband.
Fine, have it your way. I won't say anything anymore.
One thing's for certain. My fiancé is better than Ted in the fact that he has both of his arms.
Why do you have to compare them? They're different. Do you enjoy being mean to Ted?
I think you two make the perfect couple.
Yes, we are, and not in the way that you think. I'm very happy being married to Ted. I don't think that you're better than us in any way.
Well, believe what you want. I know the truth.
I guess our truths are different then. I'll try to make it to your wedding if I can. I'll let you know once I've decided. If you don't want me there, I'm happy to not attend as well.
I already made up my mind. You can come, but not Ted.
Well, if Ted's not invited, then I'm not going either. Have a great wedding, Helen.
Why are you at my wedding? You said you wouldn't come. And you brought Ted with you. How could you do this to me?
It's more like, how could you do that to Ted? I know that you don't like him, but did you really have to pour wine onto his head? What were you thinking? What you did was unforgivable.
Well, it's your fault for ignoring my wishes. I'm the one that should be angry, not you.
What the hell is wrong with you, Helen?
I told you not to bring your disabled husband to my wedding. How many times do I have to tell you that? You told me that you wouldn't come to my wedding if Ted wasn't invited. Why did you change your mind? You did the one thing I asked you not to do. You brought Ted. Did you want to ruin my wedding? Is that what this is all about?
I did not ruin anything. You're the one that made a scene by pouring wine on Ted.
So you're placing the blame on me then?
You're the one that kicked us out of your wedding, even though we didn't do anything wrong. You're the one that should feel ashamed about all of this. I told you that I wouldn't be at your wedding, but Ted was invited as one of the groom's guests, and I accompanied him as his wife.
You're not making any sense right now. Why would Ted be invited as one of the groom's guests? I'm sure that he just wanted to take part in this wedding, so he must have lied to you about getting an invitation from my fiancé. Who does that? Well, he should have never come. He doesn't belong there.
You're unbelievable, Helen, and so rude. I'm ashamed to be your sister.
I can say the same thing right back at you. Why did you marry Ted in the first place? Doesn't his prosthetic arm creep you out? I don't ever want to see either of you at the wedding reception again.
Are you sure that this is what you want?
Yes, I'm sure. Now please leave.
We're leaving then. I hope you're happy. Let me just say this, though. Ted is a CEO, and he's one of your husband's big clients.
What?
But I guess it doesn't matter to you. Your husband's the one that's going to have to deal with the aftermath. Your only concern is having the perfect wedding. Enjoy the rest of your wedding. We're leaving now. Bye. I'm also cutting all ties with you. Please don't contact me ever again.
Where are you now? Are you still close by? I need to speak to you. Will you meet me?
I've left and I'm home now.
How did you get home so fast?
Wanted to get home as soon as possible after you threw wine at Ted. And I asked you not to get in touch with me. I'm not your sister anymore.
I know that you're mad at me, but I still need to talk to you. Were you serious when you said that Ted is one of my husband's clients at work? My husband is freaking out because he says that Ted no longer wants to do business with him. He's worried that the big project is going to be canceled as well.
Well, your husband should be worried. Ted only attended your wedding because your husband invited him, but you came over and poured wine on him. Ted has every reason to be furious. Ted is smart to end business with your husband. We want nothing to do with you after what you did to him.
Do you find this funny? I'm in a lot of trouble here. My husband is flipping out, and I don't know what I can do to calm him down. And he doesn't seem to care about our wedding reception anymore.
I see. That must suck for you.
You're my sister. Shouldn't you be more concerned?
I don't consider us to be sisters anymore after the way you treated Ted. Remember, I cut all ties with you.
That's not the point. I'm in a lot of trouble and I need your help. My husband knows about what happened between Ted and I.
I'm not surprised that he did.
And now the project has been canceled too.
I'm sure that your husband is livid with you.
He is. He tells me that he's going to annul our marriage. And I guess our wedding reception is canceled as well.
Well, you saw this coming. You should have never been so rude to Ted.
Will you please pick up my call?
Why should I? I have nothing to say to you. You're not supposed to be contacting me anymore.
I need your help. Please, fix this. I want to talk to you on the phone.
Well, I don't, and I have no intention of helping you. You need to deal with this on your own. I asked you to stop disrespecting Ted, but you did it anyway. This is all your fault. I hope that you learn a good lesson from this. You need to grow up and take responsibility for your actions.
I never expected Ted to be my husband's client. You could have given me a heads up. All I asked was for Ted not to attend my wedding. I don't think that I did anything wrong.
If you think you haven't done anything wrong, then I'm sure it'll all blow over. But I still can't forgive you for making discriminatory remarks at Ted. You're on your own. I need to go now. Bye.
The wedding's been called off. What am I going to do now? I need you to fix this. It's your fault for not telling me Ted was my husband's super important client.
How can you blame me? You did this all on your own. The fact that you don't see that makes you an idiot.
What did you just call me?
All I did was go to my sister's wedding. I didn't do anything wrong. You're the one that deliberately spilled wine on Ted and kicked us out. You need to deal with the consequences of your actions. You really need to grow up, Helen. I'm sure that you now understand that if you badmouth someone, it's going to bite you in the ass. I hope that from now on, you keep that in mind and stop making such stupid mistakes.
Right now, the most important thing for me is saving my marriage. I quit my job, so without my husband, I'll have no place to live. What am I going to do now?
That's not my problem, but I'm sure that neither your husband nor any of the other relatives will take your side.
Be so cold to me. Don't you care about my future at all? Please talk to Ted and apologize to him for me. I didn't know that he was one of my husband's clients.
Why in the world would I do that? I'm on Ted's side and he has every right to be angry. What you did is unforgivable.
But you're my sister. We're family. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
I've cut all ties with you, so we're not family. Please don't bother me and Ted anymore. Why don't you talk to Mom and Dad?
So you're just going to abandon me?
I'm not abandoning you. I need to go. Bye.
I quit my job. What am I going to do if my husband leaves me? This isn't my fault. You should have told me about Ted's work. I don't deserve any of this.
Ted has a disability and it's not something that he wants to be reminded of, let alone made fun of by you. But you laughed at him and poured wine on him. Ted doesn't use his disability to get special treatment, and he's worked very hard. Much more than the average person. You should have never disrespected him. What you did was very wrong. And you deserve every bit of punishment coming your way.
I'm sorry about what I said and did to Ted. I realized how wrong I was.
So you're finally apologizing for your actions? That took a while. Do you realize how long it took you to apologize and acknowledge that this is your fault?
Yes, and I'm very sorry. Will you please talk to Ted now?
If you really felt bad about what you've done, you wouldn't be asking me for any favors. Look, the project's cancelled and there's nothing you can do about it, so just move on. Instead of worrying about your failed marriage, you should worry about getting a new job.
Why did I bother apologizing if you're not even going to help me out?
You should be apologizing. You did something wrong. I'm seeing your true colors, and it isn't pretty. I don't have any more time to waste on you. Bye. You must be elated that you were able to kick Ted out of your wedding. Melanie blocked Helen after that and never spoke to her sister again. Helen's husband left her after he found out about what she had done to Ted. Helen had no choice but to move into a shabby apartment and look for a new job. The guests of Helen's wedding saw how she was talking to Ted, and they recorded everything that she said and did to Ted on that day. The video of her pouring wine on Ted went viral after someone posted it on social media. After that, no one wanted to hire Helen, and she was forced to live a very hard life. Helen should never have made fun of Ted's disability. Had she been more compassionate, none of this would have happened to her. The joke's now on her.